In Northeast Florida Association of Realtors, we have stats that get released every single month after a month has passed. And just looking over these stats real quick together, this is a multi-page report, but this page that I want to focus in on right now gives a general overview from Northeast Florida Association of Realtors. So in Northeast Florida, this is comparing 2019 to 2020. And if you look here, you could see that new listings coming on the market was down by just 1.2%. So it's almost even with June of 2019 as far as how many homes came on the market. Below it by less than 50 there. Now, looking at the pending sales, however, the pending sales are up 21.9%. So you've got the same amount of homes available compared to the year prior, but if you compare the amount of homes going under contract, there's 21.9% more that went under contract in the month of June. Now, for a while now, we've been talking about pent-up demand, saying that in the month of April and also May, there was a big slowdown. A lot less people were getting out of their houses. And I remember talking to a neighbor one time, and they were concerned like what was going to happen with the real estate market. They were wondering if values were going to plummet. And we talked about pent-up demand, that no, people are still buying homes. And for those that are holding up, they're still going to do it just later. And what's interesting is if you look at our year to date, it's up in June compared to the year before by 21.9%. But if you look here, it's actually kind of evened out. It's a little higher year to date if you look at the entire year up to this point for 2019 to 2020. So that's interesting. It's kind of evened out now. If you look at this, in April, we had a lot less contracts, come under contract. But things are, there's more and more homes going under contract, and it looks like it's kind of evened out here. All right, checking out this median sales price. The median sales price is up 5.4%. The average sales price up 4.4%. Now, the year-to-date median sales price, if you average out the entire year, it's actually up 7%. Now, why is this happening? Well, thinking of this, we don't have an increased amount of listings, but we have more homes going under contract. This is supply and demand. We have less and less homes to choose from, more and more people buying homes. Taking a look down here, it talks about our month's supply of homes for sale. It went from being 3.8 months to 2.8 months for this year in comparison. Now, what does that mean? A month's supply of home for sale. It means at the rate that the amount of people that are contracting and buying homes, if no new homes came on the market, how long would it take to run out of the available inventory? And we've been seeing this number just keep on dropping. So you can see right here, the inventory of homes for sale is down by 24.1%. The month supply went from 3.8 months of supply to 2.8 months of supply. So what does that mean? If you're a home buyer right now, it means that there's a lot of competition out there. It means that, and on good homes, a lot of times there's multiple offers. And it's a situation where you have to compete with other buyers. And that might not sound very exciting. Well, why are these buyers? Why is everybody willing to, brave these conditions of having to be competitive and getting out amongst the coronavirus and looking at properties and, possibly missing out because there's multiple offers? Well, interest rates are crazy good right now. They're really great. And that means that the cost of borrowing money is inexpensive right now. So let's say this median sales price says it's $255. Well, that same sales price at 4%, the monthly payment is higher than if it was at 3%. So that's where we can see, even when prices get higher, sometimes because of that interest rate, your monthly payment ends up actually being less if you've got a good interest rate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search for a typical search that somebody may ask me for. So this isn't an uncommon thing for me to hear is maybe, I've got somebody that they're looking for a home in the Southside area, let's say, and they want a pool home and they need at least 4 bedrooms. And let's say that they're in the median sales price point. So the median sales price point is $255. Let's say that they're in the median sales price range, let's say up to 275 as the example. So if we start the search, we've got 5,565 residential homes in Northeast Florida. Okay. And then if we try to view these on the map, we can see this is what this looks like right here. But anyway, we're going to start zeroing in the search, and I like for people to see how the changes start to happen. So let's see. So in our situation, the person is looking in the South Side area. So let's do that. I'm going to look up the South Side area. So for our search, this is what constitutes the South Side area. Okay. And I could zero it in even more, because sometimes people say, oh, I'm looking to be around Hodges and Kernan, or, I want to be in the San Jose area, Mandarin area, but I'm going to leave it open for now. So far we have 992 homes that are available for sale, residential homes in the South Side and the South Side, Mandarin, Bartram areas. Now they want a single family home. They don't want a condo or a townhome in this situation. That's going to narrow us down to 600 homes. And then they want, in this situation, let's say that they want at least 1,700 square feet. The apartment that they live in right now is 1,500, and they feel like they want at least 1,700 square feet. That narrows us down to 470. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of these interesting things which are going to have a bigger impact. So for one, this person, there's 470 right now. They want at least 4 bedrooms. Okay, we're going to check that out. All right, so it went from 470 available homes to 331 available homes. And then now, what's a big thing that's going to impact this is their price. Right now, it's just open the entire price range. But we're saying that this buyer, based on the median sales price, 255, we're going a little bit higher than that. This particular buyer is looking for 275. All right, so check this out. 4-bedroom homes with at least 1,700 square feet at 275 or below. There's literally 18 in the entirety of the South Side, Mandarin, and Bartram areas. But there's one more thing. Our particular customer, they're looking for a pool. So let's check this out, a pool. So here's a selection that says no pool. I'm gonna put not. So not no pool. All right, there's 3. So checking out that search, we narrow down to this. So I like to do this search with my customers to show them how, yeah, there's a lot of homes out there, but when we start putting in the criteria, how it narrows things down, and then they can decide that, you know what, we can deal with a 1,500 square foot home as long as it has a pool. Well, we could see in this situation that when I make that change, it doesn't really do anything for us. But that maybe they're like, well, all right, we thought we could have 4, but the kids can sleep on bunk beds like me and my brother did when we were kids. So we put it on 3 bedrooms. All right, there, that tripled what we had. We had 3, now we have 9. So there you go with 3 bedrooms. You can see that there's more options there. And then the other thing is this price point. This is another place where people tend to look. So they may have a conversation with their lender. Interest rates are really good. What would it look like if we stretched this to 300? And I don't want anybody to push themselves where after they close, they're regretting it because their payment's too high. So before we do this, have a conversation with the lender and get an idea of what their payments are going to look like and make sure they're comfortable with them. Let's say that they have that conversation. They're like, yeah, you could do 300 and they're fine with that payment. Well, then we stretch this up to 300. And then we see that brings us from 9 to 17. So there's a good change from 275 price point when you get up to 300 price point, and it'll keep on going from there. Now another thing is that if the person's like, all right, I guess we don't need a pool, well, then that's going to have a big impact on all this as well, because then we look from 17 to 103. So you could see that of this list, I guess it was close to 85 of these that don't have pools, and that's why they didn't come on the search. I like to do this for a few reasons. One, to help a customer with getting a picture of the available inventory and deciding if they need to make any changes. That's one reason. The other reason is maybe they don't want to make changes. They're like, hey, Daniel, I hear you, but we don't want to go over 275. We definitely want 4 bedrooms, and we definitely want at least 1,700 square feet. And if that's the case, then we know, like, well, hey, we've zeroed it in. These are the only 3 homes that are available. We check them out, and if these homes aren't for them, we'll save a search so that if a listing pops up that even if I don't even know about it yet, we'll automatically get an alert about it, and it'll tell us about it. And then we'll know, because we've taken some time looking at this, that, hey, if something comes up that fits what you're looking for, and we see that there's not a lot that's hitting that, then we want to jump on it pretty quickly. So this is something that I like to do with my customers: do a search with them and check out available inventory and talk through their likes and dislikes. And then also keep people, informed about the market data, so that you can know. If you didn't know this information and then you found a pool home that was, let's say, 4 bedrooms, 275, had a pool in the Southside area, and you didn't know any of this data and you saw it, and you're like, well, my cousin always told me offer $20,000 or $10,000 less no matter what on when you're making an offer, because you got to try to negotiate. While you're doing that, somebody else that knows the market is probably going in at list price, or saying, there's going to be a lot of attention on this, I'll go 5,000 above. I'm not saying you got to do that, but I'm just saying it happens. And sometimes people miss out of deals because they don't understand the market that we're in. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to comment, feel free to private message, feel free to reach out to me. And I would love to talk with you or anybody that's thinking about buying or selling a home.